Welcome to Middle Math Academy, Order of Operations, Level Number 3. This is part of our differentiated series. If you're interested in just exponents practice, make sure to check out Level Number 1. We'll briefly review exponents in Levels 2 through 5. Let's get started. Our learning target today is I can use the order of operations to evaluate expressions. Go ahead and rate yourself before the lesson, 1 through 5. How confident do you feel in this learning target? At the end of the lesson, we'll come back and rate ourselves again to see if we're more confident after some practice. 1 is the lowest, 5 is the highest. Let's take a look at our warm-up. Our warm-up says, evaluate each exponent below. So the way I would say A is 5 to the 4th power. If exponents are completely new to you, I highly recommend going back to level number 1, which is all about exponents. But I'll do A with you and then have you complete the rest of these on your own. So if we have 5 to the 4th power, what that really means is 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. And when I multiply 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, I get 625. Pause the video and complete B, C, D, and E on your own, then come back to the video. For problem B, you should get 59,049. For problem C, 343. For problem D, 81. And then for problem E, Kayla is correct. 5 squared equals 5 times 5, which equals 25. Remember, squared is always to the 2nd power. Before we get started on the notes, as a reminder, this video will not go over every single problem. Please make sure to write down what I'm writing, pay extra attention to the examples. That way, when you're practicing on your own, you'll feel super confident. Let's get started on our notes. Our first note is the order of operations helps us ensure we get the same answer every time by solving problems in a specific order. Make sure you're writing with me. Now, the order in which we solve problems are listed right here. The way you can remember them, and likely your parents remember them too, is please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. The first thing we're always going to look for is the P for parentheses. Write that with me. The next most powerful operation is exponents. Let's just put a little tiny 4 to show an exponent. Then our third most powerful operation is actually a tie. Multiplication and division are inverses, and they're equally powerful. So if they were superheroes and they fought each other, it would be a tie. So the way you decide which one is more powerful is whichever is first. And we're going to write in left to right. So when you read the problem out loud, just like you're reading a book, did multiplication come first or division come first? That's how you'll know what's more powerful. And then our least powerful operation, addition and subtraction, also equally powerful, and you'll do whichever one comes first, left to right. So let's find the most powerful operation in each of these. We're just going to underline the first step, the most powerful. We're not solving anything. Okay, so you can kind of think about this like a checklist. The first thing you'll always look for is parentheses. So in this first problem, do I see a parentheses? Oh, yes, I do. So I'm going to underline 11 minus 5. That is the most powerful operation. Let's take a look at the next one. All right, we'll go to our checklist. Are there any parentheses? Nope. Now I'm going to look for exponents. Oh, I don't see any exponents either. Now I'm going to look for multiplication or division, whichever comes first. So I see division and multiplication. Let's read it out loud and see which one I say first. 34 divided by 2 times 1 plus 3 minus 5. I said division first, so that is our most powerful operation. And then in this one, once again, no parentheses. I don't see any exponents or that small number in the top right corner. Once again, I do see multiplication and division. Okay, but in this instance, 7 times 3 divided by 3, multiplication came first. So multiplication would be our first step. I want you to pause the video and underline the first step in each of these problems, then come back to the video. In this problem, we don't have parentheses, but we do have exponents, so you should have underlined only 8 squared. That is a step in itself. On the next one, parentheses are our most powerful operations. And then on this last one, we don't have parentheses, we don't have exponents, we don't have multiplication or division. We do have addition and subtraction here. So subtraction came first, so that is our most powerful operation. Make sure you have this down. Let's take a look at example A. The first thing I'm going to do is underline our most powerful operation. Before we do that, just to the side, we're going to write PEMDAS, but we're going to write it a specific way. We're going to write P for parentheses, underneath it E. Write M and D next to each other so that we can remember multiplication and division are equally powerful. And then we're going to write A and S next to each other so we can remember addition and subtraction are equally powerful. Students who do this and write this out get the problems correct more. So today is all about staying organized. Don't try to rush through this. Let's use this as a checklist. The first thing I'm looking for is parentheses. And I do see parentheses. So I'm going to underline 9 minus 4. And right beneath what I underlined, I'm going to write the answer. 9 minus 4 is 5. Now this part's important. You're going to bring down everything right beneath where it is in the problem. I'm going to bring down the plus here, the 20 right beneath the 20. You might need to write a little small. Divided by 4 times 2. Notice how everything is super lined up. So now we're going to treat this row like our new problem. 5 plus 20 divided by 4 times 2. So we don't have any more parentheses. We don't have any exponents. Do we have multiplication or division? Yes, we do. We actually have multiplication and division. So which one comes first? 5 plus 20 divided by 4 times 2. Well, we said division first. So I'm going to underline 20 divided by 4. I'm going to write my answer right beneath. And then you bring down everything that you didn't underline. So I'm going to bring down the 5 right beneath the 5, the plus right beneath the plus, and the times 2. So now our new problem is 5 plus 5 times 2. What's more powerful, addition or multiplication? Well, multiplication is. So I'm going to underline 5 times 2, write my answer beneath, 10, bring down the plus, bring down the 5, and then our last step is 5 plus 10, which is 15. Circle our answer. So you'll notice if you keep everything super lined up, write your answer beneath, bring everything else down, your work will sort of look like a pizza slice because you're doing one step at a time. I want you to pause the video and try B on your own. Come back to the video once you're done. The first thing I want you to check is, did you write PEMDAS? It's a good way to help our brain remember the order of operations. The first step you should have underlined is 36 divided by 3. Remember, division came before multiplication and they're equally powerful. 36 divided by 3 is 12. The next thing I want you to check is, did you neatly bring down everything right underneath where it's written in the problem? If you didn't, go ahead and erase, and I really just want you to practice being neat. Now in our new problem, the most powerful operation is multiplication. 12 times 4 is 48. So you should have 48 minus 2 plus 6. Now we have subtraction and addition. Remember, they're equally powerful. That's why we write them next to each other. Subtraction came first. 48 minus 2 is 46. And I'll bring down the plus 6. And then our last step, 46 plus 6 is 52. Go ahead and complete C, then come back to the video to check your work. For C, you should have written PEMDAS. You should have underlined our parentheses and written the answer right beneath it. Make sure your exponent is small and doesn't look like a 23. It should look like 2 cubed. Your next step, okay, so we don't have any more parentheses. Now we do have an exponent. The exponent is a step on its own. So you should have just underlined 2 cubed. 2 cubed does not mean 2 times 3. It means 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. So 2 cubed is 8, and we'll bring down everything else. Next step, multiplication is more powerful than subtraction and addition. 8 times 8 is 64. Make sure you're checking each row. And then 64 minus 3 is 61. We'll bring down our plus 2, and our answer is 63. Go ahead and pause the video and complete problem D if you haven't, then come back to the video to check your work. For problem D, you should have PEMDAS. Here's what you should have in your first line. Then you should have underlined 3 squared. That does not mean 3 times 2. It means 3 times 3, which is 9. Now we have 3 times 6 minus 9 plus 5. 3 times 6 is 18. Bring down our minus 9 plus 5. Addition and subtraction are equally powerful. Subtraction came first. And 9 plus 5 is, and I'll just write it over here, 14. Once you have this down, go ahead and flip to page 2.